Hi, everybody. Happy Friday morning to you. It's regional weather meteorologist Matt Wentz. I know it's nice to see you on this side of things in the morning versus last night, but things are kind of going down in terms of the snowfall and the lake effect snow that we talked about impacting portions of the region. So I want to bring you a quick update this morning. We've got a little traffic for you as well. We'll take you through the radars, kind of what we're expecting this afternoon as that lake effect snow continues to pour on in. So in terms of the radar right now, this is what we're dealing with. Area wide, we've got temperatures in the teens and low 20s. All right. So that's a good temperature for road salt to work. So as long as roads are treated, they're fine. But we've had an area wide snowfall overnight. So that's put down our traditional 2 to 3 inches that we were talking about of real fine powdery snow across all the area. So we've got that. But your eyes really turn towards this lake effect band. We've got a real stout band of lake effect snow as expected. It's heading into LaPorte and Porter counties here. Michigan City, you've been in and out of this as we've gone throughout the overnight. Several additional inches for you. And as you look at this band out over the lake, look at the pattern it's forming with like the ripples. It's not quite organized yet. Remember, we were talking yesterday about how it would be kind of disorganized at first before becoming better organized and better focused as we get in the latter half of the morning. So this thing's just getting going right now. We get a burst of snow and then it kind of relaxes for a couple minutes and then there's another burst of snow. But this has primarily affected LaPorte County from Michigan City down to just north of LaPorte. Valpo, Portage, areas near Chesterton haven't seen a lot of snow yet because this band hasn't really impacted you in terms of the wind flow yet. So that's going to change though, but we've got certainly some slow travel where that lake effect band is occurring. And then we've got the general light snow for everyone else, okay, kind of as expected. So that's where we are in terms of the radar here this morning. The general snow will wind down later this morning. And then we'll just deal with this primary lake effect band that will continue to pummel areas of LaPorte County and getting back into Porter County as we go throughout the morning, okay? So what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to change sources real quick, and then I'm going to, let me just make sure I do this correctly on the fly. I'm going to share a little traffic info with you, and then we'll talk forecasts in terms of where we go from here the rest of the afternoon. So in terms of traffic, here's where your lake effect band is. Slow go on 94. You've got a slow go on 80 as well. 421 is snow covered. We've got a lot of problems up where that band of snow is, and that's what we're going to see as we go throughout the rest of the day. Elsewhere, that general snowfall that we've had has laid down a coating of snow everywhere as expected. So we do have a slow go. It's not crazy bad, but you're going to have to allow some extra time this morning as you're getting on out. We do have some problems just after Klein Avenue on 94. This is westbound as you're heading towards the Klein Avenue area, just west of Gary. So there's a pretty decent slowdown there. Other than that, 65's got some slowdowns as you're heading north into the merge there with the Borman and 94 as well. So keep that in mind if you're out traveling this morning. In terms of snowfall from here on out, here you go. Here's our band being picked up by the modeling really nicely here this morning. As we go throughout the morning, it's going to be mainly LaPorte County and eastern Porter County. It does look like it waffles back and forth a little bit. And then eventually, this is kind of new versus last night. Eventually, it looks like all of it kind of comes back later on this evening into Porter and LaPorte County after going east for a little bit. So we'll be in and out of it. The good news is it doesn't settle over a particular area for a long time. It does look like it'll kind of waffle back and forth between LaPorte County and Porter County. But either way, both those counties stand the best chance at seeing that foot of snow we talked about. And I certainly think that could happen. And then into Saturday, we'll still deal with some leftover snow showers before it pushes on out. So this is the latest model guidance, still hinting at some really good totals. This is by this afternoon. Notice Porter County doesn't have as much as what the models were thinking yesterday. It does look to be mainly LaPorte County kind of issue today. That seems to be where it's targeting right now. But areas of LaPorte County could have a foot of snow by this evening with, 2 to 6 inches kind of going from Valparaiso out towards the Chesterton area. So we'll see how that ends up going. But then more expected tonight into tomorrow. And we could be talking I still think a foot and a half ought to do it. Models saying 23 to as high as 25 inches of snow. So there's that. Either way, your travel is going to be impacted as you're getting out towards the east, okay? So keep that in mind as you go throughout the morning, all right? Any questions for me, go ahead and answer, or go ahead and ask them. I'll happy to answer those this morning. Good morning to you, Mary. Good morning, Jan's with us. Stephanie's with us this morning. Susan, you're welcome. John, good morning to you. Paul brings up a really good tidbit there. Jackknife semi blocking all lanes at 65 just before the 80-94 merge. So that would be the reason for those backups. Paul, thank you for that information for sure. So 65 northbound is going to be problematic here as you go throughout the morning. Steady snow falling in Trail Creek, says Diane. Pure whiteout in LaPorte. So, Chris, that's that lake effect band we're talking about. And that's the one that's going to cause the problems as we go throughout the rest of the morning. You get under that thing, it is a different world. All right. And that's what's going to lay down the snow in a hurry. We're going to be talking 2 to 3 inches per hour. That potential's there for this. Okay. As of right now, Haley, you've just got a general snow in Portage and South Haven. I don't think that lake effect band's going to make it quite over to you. You might get clipped by it later on today, but the bulk of it's going to be east of you as it looks right now. I know you got clipped this morning by that. It's going to be really close to you, though. Just keep that in mind. All right. Jill asking on our YouTube channel if Lake County will be okay. Jill, Lake County does look okay. It's slick this morning. Obviously, Paul mentioning the problems on 65 there. But Lake County's not going to get involved with that lake effect band. And that lake effect band is everything. 2 to 3 inches an hour, that is a stout band of lake effect snow. So keep that in mind. That is going to cause the problems, and it will be east of you today. So there's that. Adam brings up a good point. Says accident on 65 is clear. They're just cleaning it up now. So Adam, thank you for that information. I'm a meteorologist, not a traffic reporter, so we rely on you guys. So thank you for that. And hopefully, Paul, you heard that as well. That would make sense because it does look like it's flowing a little bit better now. Let's see. Donald says, glad it's not over here in Lake County or making a trail down 65. Yes, Donald, it could be a lot worse if that band were centered on Lake County this morning for sure. Rich is having a party today. He sends out an invite. He says he's having a shovel party in Michigan City. Very good. Rich, we'll be there. We'll be there at some point. I don't want to set a time to it. That's awesome. Helen, Hobart's fine this morning. Hobart's okay. Just some general snowfall. Roads are slow. There is snow cover out there, but overall, nothing compared to what they're going to be dealing with out east today, okay? So that's what we're dealing with. Jill, I know. I feel you on that. That's good to know. Lenny says Ivy Tech and Valpo, classes starting at 10 per their text message. Lenny, you'll be dealing with some snow later today. The bulk of it looks to be east of you, but you'll be getting in and out of that band periodically, okay? Okay, so let's go back to it because I think some more people have joined here, and we can take you through who's going to get the most snow. So as of right now, the snow band is centered right over Michigan City. It's coming into LaPorte County. It's grazing Portage County or Porter County. Portage has been grazed by it this morning, but the bulk of it is out east. I do think as we go throughout the day, it stays in LaPorte County for much of the day. Eastern Porter County, you have a chance at getting some of this lake effect. It's going to kind of waffle back and forth, but LaPorte County is going to be the big winner out of this. It may flex east over towards South Bend for a little bit before it comes back later on this evening. But I agree with these snowfall totals. They have been very consistent over the last several model runs in saying LaPorte County, we're talking a foot to a foot and a half of snow by Saturday. And then lesser amounts as you get through Porter County. I keep calling Portage County this morning. More coffee, please. But lesser amounts as you get into Porter County. Okay, so Valpo, probably 3 to 6. It just depends on where that band sets up. If you get grazed by it later this afternoon, heavier amounts as you get up towards Chesterton, Michigan City, probably a foot and a half out of this. Ditto that for LaPorte. And then Berrien County, Michigan is going to be the big winner from all this, okay? So that's what we've got here this morning. If you're in western areas of Porter County, you're going to fare a lot better than the eastern side. But again, the worst weather is going to be centered on LaPorte County from the snow band. If you have travel plans through that, it's going to be pretty persistent all day. I don't think you're going to thread the needle on that. So keep that in mind as you're heading on out, okay? All right, guys, I appreciate you guys joining me this morning. Hopefully that helped you kind of get on your morning commute here this morning if you do have to go in. If not, enjoy the snowfall. The general snowfall for everyone else, that includes Lake, Newton, Jasper, Stark counties. That general snowfall is going to come to an end here as we go throughout the morning hours from the system, as the system heads on out, and then it's going to be a pure lake effect story from there. All right, we'll keep you updated as we go throughout the day. We appreciate you joining us. And can we not talk about the fact, or can we talk about the fact it's Friday? You've made it to Friday, so congratulations. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the weekend. We've got a big warm-up next week, so that'll melt all of this. So get outside and enjoy it. All right, thanks.